Hey YouTube, this is Julian and I'm doing a response to Nick from Backyard Bowyer's. Hey YouTube, this is Julian. I'm doing a response to Nick over at Backyard Bowyer's tutorial on how to make a takedown arrow. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing just because Nick already did such a great job with it. So I'm starting at the point, so this would be like if you had a pre-existing arrow. I'm making mine out of wooden dowels with duct tape fletching. There's plenty of tutorials on that. So you start out with your arrows cut like this, and I usually do it with a miter box. So here's the miter box cut diagonally. That'll give you a nice joint that matches up easily each time. So what I'm gonna do now is do it in a very budget way. I took an old beer can, cut the top off of it and the bottom. Be very careful, these are razor sharp. I used it with just normal kind of heavy duty scissors. One thing you definitely want to watch out for, I said, is the edges. So then what you do after you cut the top and bottom off, you just go up the middle and then you can fold it in half just like a piece of paper, and then you start cutting till you get little flat sections like that and that. So this will be what this is a budget way to do the one where Nick made a collar around it. I've already done two using orange tape, so anybody who's ever had to look for one of these suckers in the grass will know why. It comes apart like that. See, there's your diagonal end. When I cut them, I always, even if you cut them all at the same time, they're probably going to be a little different. So what I did was mark each end, and then it just goes to back together like that. Put it in. It's in, it's together. I will put a point and fletchings on it at some other time, but look up duct tape arrow and somebody else can finish that off for you. I'm just gonna do the part that I had to figure out myself. So now what we're gonna do is go fold this over and wrap it around the throat like so. So you're just rolling this in, and then I'm just gonna get a tight fit, see where it is, then get a little on there, cut it off. So see, you can see where it's curled like so, and now I'm just gonna cut that extra off. Now what I'm going to do is get my end, and you just want to, so I want most, since this side is going to be attached here, I'm going to leave more space for the end that's going in, and I have the end, so this will be the front of the arrow. That way all of this will be secured when the arrow makes an impact. Also, you know, the arrow is much less likely to come apart when you're drawing the arrow, because there'll be a tight enough fit for that, as opposed to when you're launching the arrow, then something could happen and you don't want half of the arrow coming out that way, you're splitting it apart. So it just should hold together better if you make the connection on the rear part. So you go here, wrap it around. Now we're gonna secure this with our nice fluorescent tape. Gonna go about halfway through on the outside, so it'll give us a good grip. And now we roll. So you turn, squeeze tight, make sure you got it good. Roll it up. Now, I'm not going to go around very thick because I don't want too much sticking out on my arrow that'll give a deflection off the handle. If you're using an arrow rest or something like that, I don't, because I use PVC pipe bows just because they were cheap and I wanted to see what it was like to make one. But for those of you who do use arrow rests and, you know, professional bows and such like that, try this and let me know how it works out. I would be curious to see how that matches up with Pro Gear. So now here you have your collar made. I left a little space out because that's okay, because we still have to attach it. So now we're gonna put it in, make sure it's got a tight fit. You see it does. So now we're gonna attach, get some more tape, about an inch and a half or so should do you. So let's see, just check the depth of how tight you want it on there. Lock it in. I'm putting the tape about halfway on the arrow and halfway on the shaft. That way everybody gets a good adhesion. And pretty much there you go. Duct tape takedown arrow.